Now, the way this thing happened in Eden, here's the point. You have to break a law, which has to do with the Ten Commandments, right? In order to be cast out of Eden, right? What was the rule, though? Don't eat of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, right? Now, notice he don't say, don't eat of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, of its seed yielding seed, which ye shall be for meat, right? As in chapter 1, right? He words it a little different. Why, right? There's other trees in the garden. They're actually fruit trees, right? There could also be other angels in Eden besides the devil. How do we know this? The man, I keep telling this, has become as what? As who? One of us. One of us. Who's the us? Who's speaking here? God. God. His voice. His human word. His name in the Bible is Jesus. Freely you give, Perry. Freely you receive, right? You don't pay to tell them the truth. You tell them the truth or you're lying. You're no better than a sorcerer teaching hypocrisy. I don't know. And J.K. Rowling's get it's better than you. Even writing Harry Potter. John Hagee. No, I'm not mad at you, but I'm telling you the truth, baby. Now, when does sex begin? When you got sex. You don't need a little piece of paper from the courthouse to be married. You don't need to go to a church to be married. That's why in Braveheart, they married in secret, idiot. You can marry in secret, idiot. And if you divorce her from me, right, you're removing my wife, though we married, I know. I would even do a ceremony with her like in the movie Braveheart 2, idiot. Because you want a wife, right? And see, you're stealing my wife from me, right? Because you don't want me to have one. You're gayer than a $3 bill. That's not your problem. Problem is you want everybody to be gay with you that are straight, right? That's the problem. That's the problem. You can't accept the word no if you're gay too because you were forced into it. See, if someone don't give you a choice, you're forced into it. You're raped, but you won't admit it. You're because of male pride. That's the point. Women know they don't want to be raped by a man, right? And it's a crime to rape a woman, right? But it's not a crime to have premarital sex. It's not rape to have premarital sex. If you climb on top of my erect penis and you sit on it till we come, or I come, right? You're trying to have sex with me, right? And I'm trying to find a girlfriend who will become my wife, right? That's not a sin, right? And you're the one who don't know what a relationship is. Even in The Princess Bride. When Carrie's character is climbing up the damn cliff there, and Montoya is waiting to kill him. Remember that? That does put a damper on our relationship, doesn't it, since you're trying to kill me? You're not my friends, you don't want to be my friends, and therefore I have no friends, right? I don't need friends like you. Who needs friends like you who are like enemies? You're not even frenemies to me. You're enemies. Not just to me, but to Jesus too. You're the problem. There are more enemies here than friends, even if you group together in a group. You're all going to hell when you die, right? You're not going to paradise. Even the Christians are lying, so what did John say? You're going to the lake of fire too if you don't repent. And you laugh at your own ignorance, right? Though ignorance can only carry you by grace so far, right? Your knowledge is increasing, therefore your knowledge of God should increase. Not the other way around. You're trying to decrease your knowledge of God and lie more and lie more. It's nothing wrong with movies or fictional stuff, right? But when all you do is fictional, you're losing sight of the truth, right? I keep telling you that too. The truth makes you free from the lie, right? Even if you're making up a movie, that's not the problem, right? The problem is your movie is more important to you than truth, right? And God don't mind you telling tales, or he can put a stop to that too. What he does mind is when you replace the tale with the truth because you don't want to see deeper into what the story is saying, right? It also tells you how Adam lied. He lied and repented. In other words, he admitted he ate of a tree, but not the actual fruit of which tree he ate it. And if it was a human tree or a tree, pretending it was God's fault for not telling him, he told him there was a tree not to eat of. Right, Chris? Oh, I'm sorry, Seth. Or Seth. There's two Seths, right, actually. McFarlane and Green, right? But anyway. And see, only the truth makes you free. If everything else you're doing is a lie, you're still in the lie, right? And nobody can help you out or reason with you either, right? There's another problem with lying, right? You never want to face the truth, right? Okay. Get it? Sex is marriage, or you're abandoning your wife if you don't see it as anything but, right? If your wife abandons you, she's departing in unbelief, right? Or you're forcing her to, right? I was talking to Zoe yesterday. Right. I remember Zoe. Why did she call? Did she call from the Philippines? Uh-huh. Who is Zoe? Who is Zoe? I know Zoe means life. And Zoe means life. Right? Zoe means life. Not death. Not death. Why is Zoe calling me from the Philippines? Did she come to America and you bring her back to the Philippines and then we had sex and married secretly and then like in Braveheart? Like in Braveheart. It's still a marriage. It's still a marriage. I'm an ordained minister. I can marry who I want to marry, right? Even myself. Technically, unless you're like in the King in Braveheart, right? The bad one! Who's trying to forbid marriage? Who's trying to forbid marriage, right? Between the male and female. And wants everybody to go gay. That's going to cause a problem, right? Well, we can't make no more babies, or we got to slow down a little. I know. But that is where birth control and stuff like that comes in too, right? Pope, get off your ass and tell people it's okay to stop multiplying by now. You control the Catholics, idiot. Not me, not you. And I don't mean to call you an idiot unless you're being an idiot, right? You're siding with the carnal popes who don't get it either, right? Sex is still supposed to be mainly between the male and the female. But if you're going gay, you have the same problem. How to date, right? How to find somebody, right? Who's going to reject you or not? You can say no. Two. And again, you still got to be careful and use condoms and make sure you don't get AIDS or an STD. There's more STDs than AIDS, right? It's a good reason not to, Sharon. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Miss Stone. Are you stoned? Right? But I say that with a joking manner. I'm not trying to insult her. I'm trying to get her to think about it through a joke, right? Anyway, it's about time to get dinner. Had breakfast around 9, right? Wait until I'm hungry enough to eat, and then gonna take the medications. Got some fat burners and stuff like that. It don't take when you start taking it. It takes time. But you do it to get it used to taking off the fat. But the fat is only on the bottom. The top is muscle. 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 Not fat. Not fat. This is pushing for the cushion, by the way. I mean, cushion for the pushing. Whether she's on me or I'm on her, right? So I'm joking, right? But I want to marry her, but she knows she's only going to be here briefly, and I'm going to be here briefly. And like I said, right, I know the area. You can't pull the wool over my eyes if you're trying to, right? I was born here. So, crazy Nigerian motherfuckers trying to interfere with my dating life. Excuse my French, Eric, on YouTube. Nothing personal. Nothing personal. But not just mine. Any guy trying to find somebody to date on YouTube, right? You're posting all this rhetoric. We know, but we don't know. Hell, no. Right? See, the ones who make something a sin are the ones who try to get you to pay for sex, right? That's called what? For not just premarital sex. What it's called is prostitution. And guess what? It's illegal in America. Go to Amsterdam and you can pay for it. You're not in Amsterdam anymore. Nor Kansas. I don't know. I close my eyes only for a moment, and the moment's gone. Right, I can't sing out. Exactly like I heard it on the radio, so someone's dying. Dust in the wind. All we are is dust in the wind. Well, if you're teaching how to sing it on the radio, you can match the sound on the radio, and you can sing it without recording it. Okay, you gotta record it. That's called a Catch-22, Congress. Educational purposes means what? I'm teaching you how to sing a song. I'm teaching you how to sing a song. That's educational purposes for copyright law. No, not infringement, singing the song. It also depends on if I sing the song a cappella or with the instruments behind me too. Or do I change them, like with my rendition of Open Arms, right? I used the different sounding keyboard. Though I found that on the internet too, right? Some of us doing that, I did that, then I put my vocals behind it, right? So I will come to you with open arms, nothing to hide. Believe what I say, so. And I'm changing it a little bit too, ain't I, baby? Or you're not listening. You don't want to hear the truth. No. And my job is to only tell you the truth if I know the truth, and it's not to argue with you, but keep telling it too, right? No. You're arguing with me, by the way. When you can't accept the truth and you want to stay in the lie, you're arguing with the one telling you the truth, like Jesus 2,000 years ago, right? John told you I would come. He told you the sign of my coming will be able to see the Son of God in heaven, right? That's how I know who I am. And not many see God on its throne in heaven. Enoch did. Elijah did. Jesus did, right? And Stephen did, right? Paul just saw a light but heard the voice, right? And there you have it, right? That's about the end of the men who might have seen God in heaven, right? Besides me now, right? 2,000 years later. 2 days to the Lord. There's a third. Christians, you can still die, Perry, and be neutron bombed and think you're raptured, but it ain't the same, brother. And that's why it's better to be raptured in a way. I'm not saying you're wrong a little bit, but a lot, right? As to what raptures you, right? Brother. Hey, brother. know. I know. Mm-hmm. But are you really a brother? Are you a brother on the covers, brother? See, they're brothers on the cover too, right? What the problem is ain't gay or straight sex, right? The problem is when you want to force people into gay or straight sex, not allow birth control, and again, trying to control who can marry or be given in marriage. That's the sin. That's the sin. And pretending sex ain't marriage either, and abandoning your wife just because you stand against God, which is Satan, by the way. He's a God too. You make him one. You make him one. When you follow him, right? That's right. And he don't come at you with crazy things. He comes at you with very human things, right? We can all do, right? The demon is seductive because you can murder each other, you can kiss each other, you can kill each other. You can fuck each other, right? Right? You're fucking, right? Because you're not loving the woman and trying to stay with her. You're making her have to abandon you, just like Daphne did me. She made me abandon her by knowing, right? She didn't want me, right? You can tell when someone's burying you or in love with you too, right? I could tell as it went on. She was not in love with me, right? And I forgive her that, right? And I divorced her butt for that, right? Had nothing to do with the stepdaughter, right? That would be an incidental thing that she may or may not have tried to do, or Sal tried to do or not do, I don't know. But anyway, that's just not common knowledge. Unless it involves Pastor Thomas or someone on base, like I said, right? You don't just bring that up casually in the conversation. Oh, you're a pedophile. Okay, first thing you say about me, right? What the fuck are you talking about? No, I'm not. I'm not. I can't even tell you that. See, you're so convinced. Well, what's the girl's name? I had to tell you her name, right? Things like that. I know the stepdaughter's name, right? You don't. I wouldn't have told you that night either, right? I know. Nor Daffy's name. Now I am. There's a reason, right? See, you can't even say you knew the name until I told you the name, because you can't talk about it either until I start, right? And then you're pretending I'm starting, right? And I'm not starting. I'm just trying to tell what I remember or don't remember. And then you try to make what I remember not what I remember, and what I don't remember not what I don't remember. Understand? That's confusion, right? Confusing a mentally ill person don't help your case in any way, anyway. Who was sane before he joined the Navy, right? Especially during boot camp at A school, right? See, I can't go from psychologically fit for naval duty, and then 2.5 years later, hear voices, right? When I wasn't talking about it until then, either. I usually talk about something when it happens on my mind, right? She knows that too. I don't go around telling people Jesus is talking to me all the time either before that, right? Now I do. That's what you're calling the mental illness, by the way. A religious experience with God is a mental illness to you now because you're not following God. You're following the other guy, and he thinks it's a mental illness, right? Two, that's how he seduces you to think, oh, the creation are mentally ill. Well, they're not all there in the bag of chips either, but they're closer to the truth than you are, and that's a problem too, right? See, 50% is better than 0%. Or 10 or 20 or 32. That's what John means too, right? It's sort of sarcasm, sort of not, right? Now, it's Satan who wants you to kill and abandon your children, sure, but Jesus' grace covers them even when they do, Christians too, right? If some unbeliever wants to abort her baby, let her. She's helping the world. You don't know what's going on. Some would have been better for them not to be born, and some aren't born because of that reason, probably, right? Ask David did, and Bathsheba, right? Why did their firstborn child die mysteriously 7 days later, and it's the only child of all the children David had that died? Come on. That's suspicious. If you believe the story or not. Maybe it is a morality tale, but you're still not listening to the tale, right? He still stole another man's wife, right? See, if I'm with her first and you take her from me, you stole my wife, right? And then you're trying to fuck her over for pretending we fucked. Well, we did in ceremony, we made love, right? And she knows we did. No. See, you're letting go. No. I married her. Because like in Eden, all that was needed for them to marry is for the penis to go into the vagina. And they were married, right? Two became one flesh. No ceremony, no mix up. Right. And if you steal my wife, you stole her from me, right? After we married, right? And I don't even know we married though. Then you're trying to murder me over sex, which is Satan. No. 101. Sex ain't the sin, right? Sex with Satan was the sin because he condemned you for it and you condemned yourself, right? That's what you don't understand about it either. Okay, I'm going to preach forever. Bye.